A guy named Rain is getting fired from his hero group. He is a beast tamer. He can communicate and make contracts with many kinds of animals. Before that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Taming their strength as his own. These tamers aren't well suited to combat, but he helps them and gives them his full support. And his comrades support him for it. At least that's what he was thinking. They are basically using him to carry heavy luggages, showing direction to the monsters. They think he is completely useless, and they tell him that him being around them is more trouble than it's worth. They even ask the Kate back that he's wearing cause they bought that for him, and he leaves the place. Now he's recalling what happened back when they were basically insulting him. He thought they were insulting him because they had high hopes for him. Everything is just a lie. They never cared about him in the first place. Now he's thinking about what to do next. Some kids come up to him and asks him to tame animals. He shows them how. Even the kids don't like the heroes. The heroes get annoyed when they see these common kids come up to them. Basically everyone hates the hero's attitude. So now Rain decides to become an adventurer, so he can earn some money. And he doesn't have to worry about defeating the Demon King. So he asks the guild staff to explain about how to become an adventurer and the rules of it. She tells him that before becoming an adventurer, he has to attend the trial first. The trial is to kill 10 goblins and collect 20 medicinal herbs. He kills 10 goblins and hears someone screaming. He went to see what's happening. There he finds a girl trying to escape from a killer tiger. He steps in and lures the tiger to his side. He can't tame monsters, and he tells the girl to run away, but she jumps and kills the tiger. Apparently she is a rare species, a cat spirit. Her name is Canaid. He asks her what she is doing there. She tells him that she's gotten bored by staying inside her house, so she decides to travel the world. That's how she ended up there. She asks him who he is. He tells her his whole backstory. She tries to tell him that he's really strong. He can tame so many animals at one time. She asks him if he wants to tame her. She felt something like electricity. There are only a few people who can tame a cat spirit. She wants to know if he can do the same. Not because he wants to tame her, because he felt like it was fate. He tames her with his blood. It works. After that he collects some herbs through some rabbits. Canaid gets shocked and tells him that, even with temporary contracts, most tamers can handle one at a time, but Rain can do multiple at a time. Rain, now an F-rank adventurer. Some random bully starts talking to Canaid and insults Rain like he couldn't possibly tame Canaid, a cat spirit, and he challenges Rain to arm wrestling. If the bully wins, he will take Canaid. Rain is nervous, but at the same time, even if he doesn't accept the challenge, this bully will come after Canaid. So Rain accepts the challenge. Surprisingly, Rain defeats the bully. The guild staff knows the bully guy. He does the same thing to everyone. He tries to pull the guild staff's dress. She throws a whole table on him. Canaid tells him that, when he made a contract with Canaid, her ultimate cat spirit strength is now shared through Ryan's body. He has the power of cat spirit now. Rain and Canaid goes for the next herb collection task. But suddenly Canaid hears someone calling for help. Rain and Canaid rushes to the place. There they see a group of men, the Eben Fangs, trying to rob an old man. Rain decides to save the old man. Rain fights the Eben Fangs group. Suddenly we see Canaid falling in love with Rain. She can't stop watching Ryan's fighting. Now the old man thanks Rain and Canaid, and he tells him that if the Eben Fangs groups finds out that their group has been taken out, they'll come after them. So Rain decides to take the Eben Fangs group out. On the other side, Arios, the hero group, has a new tamer now, but he tells them that no tamer can control all animals at the same time. On the other side, Rain can. Rain, with the help of Big Bees, he captures Eben Fang groups. After that, a bunch of monsters shows up. Rain and Canaid fights the monsters and kill them. After defeating the Eben Fangs group, Rain got promoted to E rank. We get Canaid backstory how everyone tries to use her, but Rain is the only one who helped her. That's why she trusts him more, and she will never leave him. Rain gets a new job to defeat the guard dog from the Stride Bridge. When they get to the Stride Bridge, they realize that it was not some guard dog, it was a dragon. Dragon that transforms into a girl. She is the ultimate species of Dragonides. Her name is Tanya. Rain and Kanade left no choice but to fight her. After a while, Rain tells Kanade to buy some time for him, and he tames poisonous birds and attacks Tanya. Tanya couldn't move, and she accepted her defeat. Rain asks Tanya to come along with him, and he tells her to leave the place and asks her to do her training far away. Dragonoid's rule is to train until they become strong. Knowing that she couldn't even beat Rain and Kanade, Tanya decides to tag along with Rain and asks him to make a contract with her. He makes a contract with Tanya. On the other hand, the hero group couldn't do their job without Rain and decides to bring Rain back and fire him again after they get what they wanted. These idiots thinks Rain is a product. If they finish using the product, they throw it out. Rain's new target is now Slime, an F-rank monster. They go search for some slimes, but they couldn't find anything, and Rain decides to swap souls into a small bird and finds slimes from above. Tanya asks Rain if he can use any magic. He tells her that he can use some fireball and healing magic. She tells him to give it a try, and he just blew the place with his fireball. Since he made a contract with Tanya, now his magic is as powerful as Tanya. Tanya teaches him how to control magic. After defeating the slimes, they enjoy their meal together. Tanya and Kanade asks Rain about his past and his family. He tells them that he learns back in his village. His parents were Tamer too. He learns everything on his own. One day he was practicing his skills outside the forest. Monsters attacked his village and burned everything, and some adventurers saved him and took him to an inn. He worked there until he realized his powers again, and that's how he met Arios and his group, and they were just using him for their own good. The next day, Ryan's new job is Orcs Monsters. Rain tells Tanya to be careful, but she just avoids that, and one monster tries to attack from behind, and Rain blocks the attack and gets stabbed by the monster. Now Tanya feels bad about what she's done, and Rain comforts her and tells her not to worry. Suddenly Tanya has feelings for Rain. The next day they were just walking, and Rain meets the hero idiots again. They tells him that they are giving him another chance. He should be grateful for the chance. They are still calling him a useless tamer, and they want a beast tamer to finish their job. The job is to take some powerful shield from the forest. Kanade and Tanya steps in and tells the hero group to apologize to Rain for the awful things that they talked about him. They refuse, and the hero Arios tells that Rain is keeping Kanade and Tanya not as comrades, but just as pets. And Rain gets angry and punches the hero idiot in his face. The hero idiot challenges him to fight their comrades versus his team, and they have a great satisfying fight. They'll all beg for forgiveness, and the hero idiot begs not to kill him. It was a good revenge. They make them apologize again and again. It was so satisfying. But Rain accepts the request to capture the shield. They went into the forest. There they meet a fairy who asks them to leave the forest. But Rain suggests talking to the fairy, but the fairy repeats the same thing, asking them to leave, and they leave once again. Rain goes in to meet the fairy again. This time the fairy starts to attack Rain, but to gain the fairy's trust, Rain stood there and took the attacks. After some time, the fairy trusts Rain and gives him the shield. Rain felt something was wrong, and he asked the fairy what happened. The fairy explains that her name is Sora, and she has a sister named Runa. Runa was captured by the Demon King's army, a monster named Shadow Knight. Sora asked the fairy villagers to help her to save her sister, but the villagers refused the request, because no magic works against the Shadow Knight monster. Rain tells her that he will bring her sister Runa back to her, and they go fight the Shadow Knight monster and defeat the Shadow Knight, and brings Runa back to her sister Sora. And Sora tells Rain they are going to leave the forest, because if the villagers find out that her sister is back, they will never allow her sister Runa to stay there. But Kanade suggests them to come along with them. The fairies asks Rain to make a contract with them. He makes a contract between him and the fairies, and they all leave the forest. Rain gives the shield to the hero idiots group, and the bald guy asks Rain to join them again, but Rain refuses the request. And the hero Arios gets mad and thinks to himself that he will erase Rain. But Rain now has the group that he always wanted. They trust him and he trusts them. They're all sitting under a tree and talking about the Demon King. Like, can the Demon King's defeat truly come only by the hero's hands? Rain starts to explain about the Demon King. The Demon King used his powers to control people. The first first hero made contracts with the gods, and defeat the Demon King and freed all the people, and brought peace to the world. He tells them most people have limits on how much they can grow, but no matter how much they train, they'll never be able to defeat the Demon King. But the hero can break the limit, and that's how the hero will defeat the Demon King. But Kanade makes fun of the current hero Arios, that he's pretty darn weak, and Rain tells her that he will break the limit and grow stronger. The fairy asks Rain if what he said was true. He's already way past ordinary human limits, because he made a contract with Kanade, the rare cat spirit. He gained physical abilities. After that he met Tania and made a contract with her, and gained the second best dragonoid magic. Now he made a contract with the Sora and Runa the fairies, and gained fairy magic too. They tell him that they prefer him as a human savior, and asks him what his decision is. He starts to think he has to decide what he wants to do next, what path he has to choose. Tania suggests Rain to buy new equipment, since he's getting stronger. They all go to buy new weapons for Rain. There he meets an old man. The old man says to pick up any weapons he likes. Everyone chooses a different weapon for Rain, but he chooses a knife. Some guy comes in and buys the expensive sword. Suddenly Rain notices something is wrong about this store. Not only the knife he's holding, every weapon in the store is a weak weapon. Rain asks the old man about why he's selling all these weak weapons to people. He explains that when everyone buys weapons from him, they use them until they find another weapon. So he starts to make just ordinary weapons. Rain asks the old man to make him a new weapon, but the old man says he wants Mithril to make a new handcraft weapon. Rain asks where they can get Mithril stones. The old man says that the Mithril stones are starting to vanish from the Mithril mine. Rain asks the old man if he finds the Mithril stones, and brings them back to the old man, if he can make a new weapon for him. The old man accepts it. Rain and the others go to the Mithril mine to find out how the Mithril stones are vanishing. There they find out the Mithril stones are being stolen by the adventurers. Rain finds out there is a beast tamer inside the mine. The adventurers start to attack Rain and his party members. Everyone defends it and captures all the adventurers. The beast tamer attacks Rain, but Rain dodges all his attacks, and the beast tamer calls a big ox monster. The beast tamer tells Rain how he controls the monster, and the ox monster starts to attack Rain. Rain tries to avoid the attacks, and eventually Rain controls the ox monster, and erases the beast tamer's spell on the monster. Suddenly the monster starts going rogue, and Rain kills it with his fireball magic. After that fight, Rain asks the adventurers why they started stealing the Mithril stones. They explains that the old man gives them crappy weapons. That's why they started to steal the Mithril stones. And Rain tells that to the old man, and tells the old man to make his mistakes right by giving everyone proper weapons. Now the hero idiot has some kind of cursed ring to erase Rain. He is frustrated because Rain defeats him in a fight, and he couldn't find any beast tamer like Rain. A new guy named Edgar is the Lord's son of their city. He tries to capture Sora and Runa. He orders the knights to bring them both, but Rain steps in and defends Sora and Runa. He defeats the knights, and the Lord's son Edgar threatens that he will kill the other innocent people, and asks Rain to hand over Sora and Runa, but Rain refuses and attacks them with his new fairy magic. Edgar leaves the place. After that we see the hero idiot watching all this. Edgar pays his knight to capture Rain, and he takes his frustration on a small wolf-looking girl. He beats her so badly. This is why he's collecting girls, to beat them whenever he's angry. Rain decides to report Edgar to the knights, but the knights convince Rain and avoid his request, because they are corrupted by the Lord and the Lord's son Edgar. While on his way back to their inn, Rain meets a girl knight named Stella. She tries to explain to him about how things corrupted in their city because of their lord and his son. Stella asks for Ryan's help, and Rain accepts it, and they decided to work together. Rain sets a trap for the knights to catch them for evidence. Rain now gets a new weapon, and Stella steps in and defeats the knight chief. Edgar keeps abusing the little girl. Suddenly the hero idiot shows up and gives him the cursed ring to kill Rain. Tania, Kanade, and Stella attack the knights from the front gate, while Rain, Sora, and Runa sneaks behind the castle. Runa finds the ultimate species under the castle. Rain decides to save the fox girl, and Sora and Runa decides to teleport all the other prisoner girls. Rain meets the fox girl. She's a demigod. Her name is Nina. Rain heals her and asks about her. She tells him that the Lord's son Edgar forced her and took her to the castle, and ever since he's been abusing her. Rain tries to break her collar, which keeps her from using magic. First, it was hard for him because it contains some kind of demon magic. Rain breaks the collar and takes Nina with him. Kanade and Tanya defeats the knights. Rain ran into Kanade and Tanya and introduces Nina to them. The Lord ran into Rain all of a sudden and they captured the Lord. And the Lord's son Edgar uses his cursed ring against Rain, but it didn't affect him a bit much. And the hero idiot was there. Thinking Rain is dead, Runa tries a poison spell on Rain even though the poison won't affect him, because Rain made a contract with 2 fairies. He gets 2 new skills. Because of this, Edgar starts to feel more hatred against Rain. Suddenly the ring starts to swallow Edgar and releases a new demon. The demon looks for the city to destroy. Rain and others decide to defeat the demon. Tanya and Kanade attacks the demon first. Sora and Runa cast a magic spell on the demon, but it has no effect on him, and the demon summons monsters. Tanya and Kanade take them out. He summons more monsters, and attacks Kanade with a huge blast. Rain and the fairies heals Kanade. The demon attacks Tanya with a huge blast, but she has no effect on her. Everyone attacks at the same time and they take out his one arm, and the demon starts to attack people. But Sora and Runa teleport them to another place, and the hero idiot group decides to not fight the demon because he knows he's too weak for that, and says he's only there to defeat the Demon King, not the demon. He is the same cowardly idiot as always. The other adventurers helps Tanya and Kanade to fight the monsters. Nina feels guilty about she couldn't help anyone, because she's afraid. What if she hurts people? Rain couldn't be able to reach the demon because he's flying in the sky, even though Nina is afraid. But she helps Rain to teleport to the demon. Remember, she's a demigod. They both teleport to the demon. Rain tames the demon and his monsters, and he makes the monsters attack the demon and defeats it. After that fight, everyone rebuilds their city. Now Rain is promoted to rank C, and he buys a new house there. The hero idiot group asks the people to give them free ration for 1 week, but the people refuses and humiliates them. Rain and the others lives in the big house, and now Rain has a whole family like he always wanted. Subscribe for more videos.